Bonjour Internet! Today we have this 3090 from ASUS that came from France. Looks like someone had already tampered with it, but that isn't always the end of the day. Before powering this thing, let's use this short finder that beeps when two leads touch each other, and poke around to see if it beeps where it's not supposed to. By comparison, it looks like we have a short in the middle connector, so let's take it apart and try to find the source of our problem. So here's the thing. The middle connector is supplying 12 volt to several driver MOSFETs. Which one? I don't know. In order to find out, we can have a look around and maybe we'll find it this way. But looking around for a while, I didn't see anything obvious. So what I'll do next is I'll inject 12 volt into this power rail and see what starts to glow. Some of you might suggest to never inject 12 volt and start with 1 volt instead. I agree, but think about it. Do you really think that the owner of this card didn't try to power it on before? I'm sure he did. Otherwise, how else does he know it's not working? In any case, only half a volt leaks into the core. So what I can do now is to take a closer look with a micro lens. And I think we found it. This driver MOSFET here is barely showing any signs of short. So this is going to be a suspect number 1. So let's replace it and see if it gets any better. Okay, driver MOSFET is replaced, and there's no more short.
The short is gone.
Resistances are now several kilo ohms, which is great. So let's power it on and see what it does. Two and a half amps looks promising, so I'll put this thing on the motherboard stands and boot it up by the PC in hopes to see a picture. And it looks like we have a no detect, so I'll switch to a different BIOS and see if that helps. Yep, switching to a different BIOS did produce a picture, which means the card must have been flashed with an overclocking BIOS and resulting in its death and a BIOS corruption at the same time. Who knows? So I'll take that BIOS chip off, program it with the correct one, and solder back on and try again. And it looks like it works now. Alright, let's put this thing back together and apply new memory pads. If your 3090 ran for a year, you should replace pads right away. That's how terrible they are. In any case, card is now assembled, so I'll go ahead and plug it in a way that everyone should plug their graphics card these days to prevent them from cracking in half. And proceed with the stress testing, which, as you can see, performs as expected. And by expected, I mean memory is too hot, and there's nothing I can do about that. That's just how it is, and ASUS did very little to keep it low. That would be it for this repair. I hope you guys have learned something today. Have a blessed day, and goodbye.
Guys, check out my new favorite channel. It is so good. Oh my God. Look at it.